Well, welcome everybody. Good morning. Thank you for coming out here today. You know, our city's got a lot of economic momentum right now, and the job that we have every day is to make sure that everybody is along for a ride and feels like they're connected to a bright and hopeful future. So I guess it's a little ironic to say that when we talk about today being the first day to file your taxes for the 2019 season, but there's some good news potentially when you file your taxes. We know that if you get a refund, it's like a really nice thing to get that check and to start thinking about, okay, am I going to pay bills with this? Is it going to be an investment in something else? But it's a good feeling when you get a tax refund. And oftentimes, though, people lose a portion of their refund to high filing costs and additional fees if they don't know where to go to get help. So Louisville Metro Government and our partners here today want our citizens to get every penny that they deserve. So we are here to help. We're joined by a group of, yes, what does it look like to you? Tax superheroes coming to save the day. They have flown in from all parts of Jefferson County to say that they are here to help anybody that needs help with their taxes for this season. These are IRS-certified volunteer tax preparers offering free services when they're not doing their superhero work, although some people will feel this is superhero work when you get that tax refund. They represent an amazing 200-plus volunteers through VITA, which stands for Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, some people call it VITA, and the AARP Free Tax Aide Program. So there's a lot of folks to help people get your tax returns in. We have 17 sites across the city for eligible residents as well, so it's easy to get to one of the sites. The goal is to maximize a person's state and federal returns while helping people determine whether or not they qualify for the Earned Income Tax Credit. You hear that referred to as the EITC from time to time. And you're available for the Earned Income Tax Credit if you've earned $54,800 or less. Now listen to this. The IRS, Nicole, estimates that as many as 20% of eligible citizens do not claim the Earned Income Tax Credit. So that's like having hundreds and thousands of dollars laying on the floor in your house, and you walk by it every day, and it could help you. So we want to make sure that people get that credit. Last year, average credits were almost $2,500, and I don't know anybody that couldn't use an extra $2,500. So when you think about how that can help, you might be a little behind on something. Could be a utility bill, down payment on a car, take a child to see a doctor, save for college, put it in a retirement account, whatever you wanted to do with it. You deserve it. You've worked for it. You just got to file the proper return. Last year, VITA helped people file 8,600 returns. So when you think about how these volunteers, one by one, have reached out and touched almost 10,000 people, I think that's a tremendous example of a great, compassionate city. That led to $14.2 million in federal and state tax refunds and credits. In addition to that, AARP helped to file another 5,500 tax returns, and that added up to $5.3 million in additional money coming into our community. So a lot of folks work together to make this happen. I want to thank our Office of Resilience and Community Services. That's many of our superheroes standing over here. Metro United Way is always involved. I want to thank the IRS. How many people say that? In this particular instance, we want to thank the IRS, and we're glad they're back to work. I want to thank AARP's Tax Aide Foundation and dozens of partners that work together to make all this possible. We talk about the IRS being a federal agency. Obviously, it's been an exciting time in D.C. We're very glad that we're back behind this past this self-manufactured crisis that we had with the government shutdown. People are glad to get back to work. They're glad to get the pay that they deserve. And let's just all make sure that we have our voices heard throughout the country so that we don't have another shutdown. We're fortunate to have a tremendous representative for us that's fighting for the people of Louisville and the people of America each and every day. So please welcome our Congressman John Yarmuth.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, and thanks to everyone here, the part of the Louisville Asset Building Coalition, VITA, AARP, and of course the Mayor's office as well. This is an extremely important and very, very helpful program that we're about to embark upon. Today is the first day you can file tax returns. Fortunately, IRS is back to work. This is the one time of year when we actually are happy that IRS is at work, because they'll be processing all the refund applications that will be coming in early in this tax year. A couple of other things to say about the Earned Income Tax Credit. Basically, the Earned Income Tax Credit has lifted, on average, about 6 million people out of poverty, 6 million families out of poverty every year, including 3 million kids. And it has reduced the impact of poverty on almost 20 million families and 7 million kids. So this is an extremely valuable and important program. And as Greg said, depending on your family configuration, how many kids you have, whether you're married or not, you could be eligible with up to $54,000 worth of annual income. So people definitely need to look into that. The other thing I would point out is this is the first time, starting today, that we're going to be dealing with filing under the new tax law that was passed at the end of 2017. Some people are actually going to have a rude awakening, because it's been estimated that somewhere around 4 million people will end up owing money, probably who didn't think that they were going to end up owing money, because the withholding tables were not done particularly effectively or accurately, partially because a lot of people didn't know how to actually interpret what the law was. So that's kind of a warning to everyone out there, that as you file your returns this year, understand there may be some surprises that you had not anticipated. Of course, if you anticipated it, it wouldn't be a surprise, I guess. But people need to be aware of that. And also, this is the first year where we have doubled the standard deduction. So a lot of people are going to benefit from that as well. So all things being told, this is extremely important at a very important time of year, not just because there are a lot of people out there who have money coming to them, and we want to make sure they get that, but also because this is a confusing tax year, and any assistance that can be provided, particularly from these experts here, is going to be welcome in our community. Going back to EITC for one second, EITC benefited about 70,000 Louisvillians, about 70,000 Louisvillians a year, and about 400,000 Kentuckians. So it is a huge, huge program with wide impact, and we want to make sure, again, that everyone avails themselves of any credits that might be available to them. So once again, thanks to everybody involved. Happy tax season, and thanks for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you, Congressman. Brittany Sims is with us today. She's the Program Director of the Louisville Asset Building Coalition, and she's going to share a few words with us. Brittany?
Thanks, Mayor. I just want to start by saying thank you to our wonderful partners at Louisville Metro Government, specifically the Office for Resilience and Community Services. I know a lot of people from that office are here today. Metro United Way, the IRS, and all the other supporters and sponsors of the VITA program here in Louisville. Free tax preparation services make a really significant difference in the lives of low to moderate income members of our community. VITA is a resource that helps families build financial stability by allowing them to keep 100% of their tax refund in their pocket. Last year, like the mayor said, our clients received over $14 million in refunds and saved an estimated $1.7 million in tax preparation fees. And this number is a lot higher when we take into consideration the money that they're saving because they're not using predatory products such as rapid refunds. I'd like to talk about a few initiatives that we have this year. First, our Tax Time Savings Initiative. Research by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau shows that having even a small amount of savings in reserve has a number of beneficial effects. It includes increased financial resiliency, the reduced use of high-cost financial products like those rapid refunds, and then reduced overall household stress. So we're going to be promoting tax time as an opportunity to save. We know that a lot of our clients receive a large lump sum refund, and it's probably the largest lump sum of income that they're receiving throughout the whole year. So we've trained our volunteers to have conversations about options for saving their refund. We have savings bonds, and we can help people get connected to savings accounts and talk about other options if none of those are right for them. We know that a lot of our clients come in and already have plans for their refunds. They need it to pay down debt, and they need it to just keep the lights on and keep food for their kids in the home. But we think it's also a good time to start a small nest egg of savings that could hopefully turn into a product later on that will really help them become more resilient and more prepared for any financial shocks or traumas that might happen to them throughout the year. So if you come to one of our VITA sites this year and you want to participate in our savings initiative, if you have a savings account, please bring that number with you, and you could actually be entered into a drawing to win $100 every week or $10,000 at the end of the tax season. So we have other initiatives like working with employers and working with different community partners that serve more vulnerable populations. And I think we're really trying to focus on meeting people where they are. So that might be referring them to more basic needs that they have, or going directly into their workplace and helping them get services there. So if you want to make an appointment with VITA or just find out about our sites and get more information, you can call 502-305-0005 to make an appointment. And you can also go to our website, which is www.labcservices.org. And all the information about our sites is also listed on Metro United Way's 211. And we have self-file products on our website. So if you want to go there and look at the options for filing from your home or from your local library, you can do that. And finally, I want to thank all of our volunteers that are here today. Last year with the VITA program, we had 111 volunteers. So I think that we couldn't do anything that we do without our volunteers. So can we all just give them a round of applause?
Thanks, Brittany. AARP is a vital partner to the city on multiple initiatives, including VITA. So Doug Fowler is with us. He's the district coordinator for District 11. He's going to share a few words with us. Doug?
Thank you, Mr. Stringer.
You're welcome.
AARP Tax Aide Foundation is the charitable arm of AARP that's not connected in any organic way. We share a name and some offices. Tax Aide Foundation has filed 5,500 returns last year for $170,580 in child tax credits. I don't get eligible for those, but that's a good deal. We made for $5,350,000 total returns, total refunds. 805,000 earned income credit dollars, 44,109 local or education credits. All of that comes back into our village. We had almost 5,000 state refunds that we filed. And the interesting thing this year is that the state law changed. And some folks are going to be unhappy about that. It used to be that the first $41,100 of your retirement income was tax-free. Guess what? Now it's $31,110. Not to throw any stones, but anyway. But that's one of the major differences that we'll see this year. We have preparers at 10 sites around the village, and everybody is welcome. There's no one that gets turned away. There are no restrictions. If you come in with $1 million in income, we might suggest that you need somebody that knows more than we do to manage it. But, come on in. We'll fix you up. We'll do it. None of our preparers is paid anything. We exist on the kindness of the city and some other institutions, so we have free space, free rent. We don't get paid anything, but that's what we do. And we have a good time. It is fun. I have two of our star preparers and leaders with me. Sandra is a local coordinator. She runs the Iroquois site. And Becky is the ERO at Jeffersontown. And my sites are Central Government Center and Southwest Government Center. All of us have done it for years, and all of us keep coming back. We just keep coming back. So thank you for the opportunity to tell you about it.
Thank you, Doug. People come into public service in different ways, and one of the things that happens when you run for office the first time is people will frequently ask, so have you ever done anything to help the city before, or the state, whatever it might be? And some people look at you with a blank face, and it's like, uh-oh, you know, it looks like they really haven't helped. Other folks have had a long history of that, and Councilwoman Cindy Fowler, long before she was a Metro Council person, has been helping her community in a variety of ways, and one of those ways was as a volunteer with VITA for helping people prepare their tax returns. And through that, I think people said, this is a lady with a good heart, and maybe she deserves to be Metro Councilwoman. So please welcome Cindy Fowler.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say that it's been a wonderful time with the VITA program. I started back in the 2007 tax season as a preparer, and Councilman Henderson, at the time, he really pushed and made sure that there was funding through our neighborhood development funds to make this happen. And once I got in office, I continued that on, and I want to thank the Metro Council because they have really stepped up to bring funding, the needed funding to make this happen. So I also want to say thank you to the volunteers because they are the ones who make this all happen. If it weren't for the volunteers, we would not be here today. So thank you very much. Thank you. And if you want to become a volunteer, we need you. So whether it's a greeter at the door or a tax preparer, please consider giving your time, if you're retired or just have some time at home, to give of yourself to this worthy cause. We would appreciate it. Thank you very much for being here.
Last, as I mentioned before, our Office of Resilience and Community Services does a great job for us in the city, from this issue we're talking about today to helping us with homeless services to almost everything in between. So if everybody with the office could stand up here. I know we've got some folks here and a few back here. Let's just all give them a big round of applause for the great job that you all do every day. And, you know, as we walk through life, too, we are fortunate enough to work with different folks that distinguish themselves in many different ways. You're seeing a bunch of our superheroes that we have up here today. But I want to recognize right now a superhero that has a long, distinguished term of service with our Office of Resilience and Community Services. And unfortunately, this great lady is going to be retiring this week, which makes us all very sad. But if you know Gina Redmond Harris at all, you also know that she will continue to do good in our community in no matter what area that she endeavors. And she's going to continue to help us at the city. She said that as well. So, Gina, this is the city of Louisville honoring you here today as we celebrate the positive impact of your service to our city. Over 27 years, Gina has displayed sound judgment, an upbeat spirit, and extraordinary leadership. Added together, her efforts with OMB and the Office of Resilience and Community Services have helped Louisville Metro serve its residents in an immensely better way. Because of her, countless residents have a brighter future. So our city thanks Gina for her diligence and extraordinary compassion rooted in faith and wishes her the absolute best in her next endeavor. You're a wonderful, wonderful woman. You're our superhero.
Sign her up.
I just want to tell everyone thank you so much. Louisville Metro government has I pretty much grew up in Louisville Metro government, actually. I started at 22 years old, didn't even know my way, wasn't married or anything. Got married, had 3 beautiful boys, and now I'm the director over the Office of Resilience and Community Services. And now I'm standing here with the mayor and all of these prestigious people behind me. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have been able to serve this community. I'm blessed to have been able to serve as a person in the community to help those that are less fortunate, those that are low to moderate income. So I have done my job here, but I'm going to continue that job. I'm going to continue service in this community. I'm just going to do it from the pulpit. And I'm going to do it as a pastor of a church. And can I say my church? I don't know, Mount Sinai AOH Church of God. I'm going to do it from there. And we're going to serve this community, and we're going to continue to do the things that we were made to do. The ministry that is in my heart, my legacy in this life, is to serve others, and I will continue to do that. Thank you for this beautiful, beautiful plaque. Thank you, Mayor, for all that you've done. I couldn't have served under a better mayor. And thank you, Eric. Our Chief Resilience Officer. I look at him as my mentor. I just appreciate him. I appreciate everything that he has done in this community as well. You all, he is a star. And I've worked for many people, and I've never, ever been this close to my boss before as I am with Eric. So Eric, thank you for everything.
All right, folks, thanks for coming out today. Let's go forth and make this week a great week. Thank you.